Hi everyone, hope you're doing good, and today I'm going to be doing a response to Marc G with a C's video about albums released 72 seasons ago. Now 72 seasons ago was 2005, and once again, to make everyone feel really old, I was 5 at the time. So yeah, and basically Marc just wanted to do his video talking about albums released in 2005 that he thought were better than Metallica's new album, of course. And then I saw Andy at Cloudy Milder, he did a response, and that kind of made me think I can do a response as well, because I was thinking about it and I've got quite a few albums from 2005 myself. Even though, to be fair, I've picked all these up over the last like 3 or 4 years. Since I wasn't into music when I was 5, you know. But yeah, anyway, this is going to be my response. I'm not going to do it how Marc did it, where he did albums that are better than Metallica's album. I don't really want to go into the whole Metallica new album thing. It is what it is. But what I want to do with this video is just show all the albums that I've got from 2005 and talk about them. So yeah, before we get into the video, if you're new and you're not subscribed, please subscribe to my channel for more music, guitar content. All the feedback and comments are massively appreciated. Please share with anyone who you think might like my content. And a massive thank you to everyone for all your support over the time. Yeah, to get to 300 subscribers now, and the Q&A will be coming out next week. So yeah, stay tuned for that, and now let's just get straight into the video. Okay, so I've got 9 albums to show, and as I just said, they're not going to be in an order. The only order they're going to be in is alphabetical order, so I think that's perfectly fine. So yeah, let's just get straight in with the first one. The first 2 are actually 2 VCLTs courtesy of Mr. Piveman, the Pie Face. So yeah, the first one is Arch Enemy Doomsday Machine, and this was my first Arch Enemy album, and yeah, it's a pretty good one to start with, to be honest. I think it's a really awesome album. It's definitely grown on me since I heard it for the first time. Some really great songs on here, like Taking Back My Soul, Nemesis, Skeleton Dance, Slaves of Yesterday as well. It's a fantastic song, and yeah, really great album from 2005. Next one is a fairly recent one I got from Simon, and that's As I Lay Dying, Shadows Are Security. Now this is a massive step up from the first 2 albums. They got Nick Hipper and Phil Sgrosso on guitars, and it really took them a level up. And yeah, this album is full of so many great songs, like Meaning in Tragedy, Confined, Losing Sight, Empty Hearts is a brilliant song, Through Struggle, Control Is Dead, and the last song, Illusions, all fantastic songs. Awesome 2000 style metalcore, which is what I love. And you'll be seeing quite a lot of that in this video. Next one is, this was my first album by this band that I ever listened to. It was a blind buy, and I really enjoyed it. So that is City of Evil by Avenged Sevenfold. And I haven't really talked about Avenged Sevenfold too much on my channel. So yeah, this was the first album I heard. Never listened to them before, just saw this artwork, thought that looks cool, let's give it a try. I'd listened to Sinister Gates absolutely shred, so I thought let's give it a try, and yeah, I really enjoyed this album. I think the only downer with this album for me is the vocals. M Shadows sounds like he's got a cold and a sore throat, which really put me off, but the guitar playing did not put me off. Sinister Gates just absolutely rips on this album, and it's definitely worth a listen for that, and the musicianship as well. The songwriting is fantastic. So yeah, we've got The Beast and the Harlot, Burn It Down, Blinded in Chains, Backcountry, that's pretty well known from this, Trash and Scattered, Seize the Day, Sidewinder, The Wicked End, it's got a really great guitar solo in it, Betrayed as well, MIA, really solid album. Not my favourite by them, but decent album. Next one, more metalcore, Bullet for My Valentine, The Poison. This is their debut album, and this probably is my favourite Bullet for My Valentine. This is raw, this is heavy, it's aggressive. The vocals especially, Matt Tuck's vocals are incredibly brutal on this album. Some really great riffing, some really great guitar solos. Just solid all the way through, and it probably is their most consistent album. So you got Her Voice Besides, Four Words to Choke Upon, Tears Don't Fall, everyone knows that one. Suffocating, Other Words of Sorrow, Hit the Floor, Room 409, Poison, Spit You Out, and The End. Really awesome album. I absolutely love it. Let's move on. The next one is an album that Marc G showed, but I'm going to show it because it's awesome and definitely deserves a bit more love and support. And that is Shovel-Headed Kill Machine by Exodus. First one with Rob Dukes on the vocals, and I just don't get the hate for him. I know it's different, but it's still, his vocals are really, really cool. And the music as well is just unbelievable. I think this era of Exodus is super underrated. So many great riffs, great songs from this era, and this album as well. So you've got Raise, Death Amphetamine, Shudder to Think, I Am Abomination's a great song, Now Thy Death Day Come, 44 Magnum Opus as well. Just a fantastic album, and also to note, Paul Bostaph plays the drums on this, and it's fantastic. He just absolutely rips it, as you'd expect from Paul Bostaph. Next one, going back to the metalcore, Parkway Drive's debut album, Kill Him with a Smile. Again, this is a blind buy, and it's just a fantastic album from start to finish. It's almost sort of on the cusp of being like a metalcore slash deathcore album. Some really heavy moments in this, really brutal stuff, and yeah, it's a fantastic album again. Gimme AD starts it off brilliant, and Anastasis, Guns for Show, Knife for a Pro, that's a great song. Blackout, Picture Perfect, Pathetic, Mutiny as well, and Cold Day in Hell. Fantastic metalcore on the real brutal side as well. Next one, this is one I got from Liam, the Death Doom Metalhead, called Gilbert's Spaceship One, and this album has got some awesome guitar playing on it from Paul. Interestingly, he does vocals on this as well, which I wasn't expecting when I first heard it. But the thing with this album is that it's definitely a tale of two halves. Half of this album is fantastic, and then the other half of it is a bit not so great, to be honest. But the really good songs are pretty good, like the first track, Spaceship One, On the Way to Hell, SBT, Jackhammer, Wash My Car, pretty cool kind of bluesy rock and roll style song, and yeah, pretty decent album. Probably, if I was to rank these, probably would be on the bottom of this pile, but still pretty decent album. Second to last one is another one I got from Simon, and that is Slipknot Live album 9.0, and This is on their what would it have been? Yeah, Volume 3 album tour, and they play a lot of that era stuff, like The Blister Exists, Disaster Piece, Before I Forget, Left Behind, Vermilion, Pulse the Maggots, 3-0, Heretic Anthem, Duality, awesome. Surfacing and Wait and Bleed at the end as well, which is pretty cool. So yeah, pretty good live album, double disc as well. And the last one wouldn't be a list like this if I didn't mention this band, of course, Trivium and Ascendancy. This is probably the best album. This is my favourite album, but maybe not like musically the best, but this is my favourite because the vocals are just brutal. Matt's vocals are probably the best they've ever been on this. Really awesome sort of melodic death metal style guitar riffing, bit thrashy, brilliant guitar solos, excellent guitar tone. It's just a perfect album from start to finish. Rain, Pull Harder on the Strings of Your Murder, Drown and Torn Asunder, Ascendancy, A Gunshot to the Head of Trepidations, fantastic song. Like to the Flies, The Deceived, Suffocating Sight, Departure, Declaration. Awesome way to end the album there with them songs. And yeah, it's just a perfect album and I absolutely love it. And yeah, I love talking about it. I love talking about Trivium. So that was all the albums that I've got from 2005. And I'm pretty certain in the future that number will grow more. I have thought about doing a CD, like album collection video, like showing my whole collection that I've got so far. Also my parents' vinyl collection as well. That's going to be happening in the future. So yeah, if you got this far, thanks ever so much for watching. I'll leave a link in the description so that you can see Mark's video and Andy's video as well. So yeah, if you got this far, thanks ever so much for watching. And until the next time, keep it metal.